Hi guys, we're getting ready to go live. There's no national anthem of the Yoruba nation tonight. I will just look at your questions, some of your questions I'm going to say. I think some of you have seen the topic. Meghan's interview with Oprah. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. Now you kindly help to love, like, where possible, and share what we're going to be discussing. So you've seen the topic. What the young Yoruba ought to learn from Meghan's interview with Oprah. There's a lot of things to learn from you. It is still part of our politics. On self-preservation, you can see what is written below. The title is written below your screen. Divided loyalty is all about. We're striving to make Yoruba land great again. And we continue to think Yoruba first. And you embrace self-preservation. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Many of you may have seen the interview of Meghan Markle. Is the wife of Prince Harry, one of the grandsons of the Queen of England. You know, the Queen of England is also the head of Commonwealth, which I disagree with totally. So because Yoruba remains part of Commonwealth, and we allow the Queen of England to be the head of Commonwealth, that is slavery and subjugation by excellence. I see no reason why the Yoruba nation should continue to be a member of the Commonwealth nation with the Queen of England as head of state. I think that should be a rotation position. And moreover, why should we be a part of Commonwealth when we cannot get visa-free to England, to Australia, to Canada, to New Zealand, to mention but a few? What is the essence? What is the benefit of the Yoruba nation being part of the Commonwealth? It's actually former slave colony of the English, which I believe that we are no longer. At least the slavery and colonization of the Yoruba nation ended in 1951. We had self-rule since then. So why are we a member of the Commonwealth, which is just former slave colonies of the English? And then we are part of the Commonwealth, yet we don't have visa-free to England. And Yoruba are still being discriminated across England. I'm not advocating for the entire Nigeria. I'm advocating for Yoruba alone. That is my concern. So I think the Yoruba nation should not be a member of the Commonwealth. And we will have to revisit our membership of Commonwealth if we have Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. Under the Fulani, who will remain part of the Commonwealth, which is nonsense. It's outright nonsense. There's no free movement of goods and services within the members' country. So what exactly are we benefiting from Commonwealth? And why should we continue to allow the Queen to be the head of Commonwealth? It's like we are subservient to the English. We're not. We are contemporary. So I disagree with the Yoruba membership of Commonwealth because, one, we don't have visa-free to England. We don't have visa-free to Canada. We don't have visa-free to Australia. We don't have visa-free to New Zealand, just to mention a few. No. So there's nothing essentially beneficial for us to be part of the Commonwealth. So if we get a full-blooded Yoruba as the president of Nigeria, we will advocate for the Yoruba part of Nigeria to leave the Commonwealth. The Igbo can choose to be part of Commonwealth. It's none of our business. The Hausa Fulani can choose to be part of the Commonwealth. We're not perturbed about that. What we agreed to between 1957 and 1959 was 3 Nigeria, with a proviso that the 3 Nigeria shall further be divided into 10 Nigeria, making 10 regions. And each of the regions will control their own sphere. That was why the Yoruba, we had our own ambassador to United Kingdom under regional government. He was called Agent General. So I think we will advocate for Yoruba land to get out of Commonwealth. It's nonsense, outright bullshit. Bullshit for two things. There's no free movement of membership, and the Queen is the head of Commonwealth, which I completely disagree, because we're not slaves. We are not our subjects. So that is by the way anyway. So you have seen that interview of Meghan Markle's conducted by Oprah Winfrey. And many of our young Yoruba are attacking the royal family, saying that the royal family members are racist. Look, they are not. We're all practicing self-preservation. As a matter of fact, the decision of the royal family in respect of Meghan Markle is actually the right thing. I'm actually not in support of that lady. When she was getting married to Harry, she knew for sure what she was getting involved into. It is just that the Yoruba as a nation, we have lost sense of history and we have no sense of self-preservation. We are the only nation on earth that I know that are not so particular about self-preservation. Any other nation on earth that is practicing self-preservation, people tend to call them horrible names like racist, or some conservative Yoruba, they call us tribalists. We're not. We're simply practicing self-preservation. Look at the case of the head of state of Yoruba land, the Oni of Ife. Our head of state went ahead because he's got no sense of self-preservation. He married a non-Yoruba lady, Zainab Otiti Obano, a Benin woman. What happened? You see, the moment there was a divorce, she started granting interviews all across the world, disparaging the Yoruba heritage, disparaging the head of state of Yoruba land. Because Yoruba as a nation, we lack self-preservation. Oni of Ife shouldn't have been married to her. She's not a Yoruba woman. She will expose and disgrace our heritage, our sense of being, our sense of nationhood. She will destroy it because she's not cultured as a Yoruba woman. Look at what happened to Oluwo of Iwo. He went married to a Jamaican lady, Chanel Chin. All of you have seen the result. It is in the open. This lady started going all about granting interview to bloggers who are not even journalists. She was making spurious assertions against the Oluwo of Iwo. Because these two kings that I've mentioned, our head of state and Oluwo of Iwo, they have no sense of history. They have no sense of self-preservation. That is not of the royal family in England. They want to preserve their heritage. So when Harry brought Meghan, they told him the implication. One of such implications is that, look, this is a woman who is half American, white, half African American. She's black. And they don't want such into the royal family. It is their right. We all do have. I regret what my father told me when I was about to get married, that I didn't follow my father's instruction. My father said something to me when I brought in my girlfriend to him. It was like, Shuman rank of one, Shuman for gift. Money, she's a student. My father then said to me, Tí obìnrin bá ní èpìnì, a fi tọrọ mọ́kọ tó nífẹ̀ẹ́. So obìnrin tí ò bá lè ṣe nǹkan fún ẹ, ó gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́, kò nífẹ̀ẹ́ ni. You see, our parents have foresight, but most of the time, we ignore them. The royal family is trying to avoid divided loyalty. That was what happened to Diana when Diana divorced Prince Charles. She went and got married to an Arab man. And the implication is that Williams and Harris, the children of Diana, will have stepbrother who is Arab. Such a child will have divided loyalty in future, which can influence and impact the royal family. They don't want their heritage to be destroyed, so they got rid of Diana. That is it. When Harry was about planning to get married to Meghan Markle, they told him point blank that your child will never be prince or princess because you have married outside the tradition. These people, they understand self-preservation. They have perfect knowledge of divided loyalty. Many of our parents, they destroy Yoruba land because of intermarriages. That is why we are not developed as Yoruba people. We've been stagnant since the suspension of regional government because we have no sense of self-preservation. So do you think Akeredolu is a good governor? He's not. Look at the way Amana Akeredolu is being deceitful with his governance of Ondo State. This was a man that was attacking Tinubu. Everybody thought that Tinubu would not support him for his second term. He was openly antagonizing Tinubu, yet Tinubu made him governor. Why was he antagonizing Tinubu? Because his wife is Igbo. He himself is half Yoruba, half Ijaw. Notwithstanding, he secured a second term. The first thing he did was to, after the election, was to make a public announcement saying that Hausa Fulani should not be involved in open grazing in Ondo State, that they are going to be arrested. After few pep talk with Maeti Yala, he rescinded his order. Thereafter, he wanted to impress the Yoruba. He adopted the Yoruba national anthem. But what did he do immediately after that? He dissolved all board members, all commissioners and everything. He left only 3 positions. 2 of these 3 positions were occupied by Igbo and 1 by Hausa Fulani in Ondo State. 6 members of the Ondo State House of Assembly are Igbo citizens when Yoruba have no job. It is because of divided loyalty. Look at the statement made by Oni of Ife, the head of state of Yoruba land, attributing the innovative idea of Ajay to Igbo, because he has no sense of history. Until the president of Yoruba land, cautioned him. We, the young Yoruba for freedom, we asked Oni of Ife to apologize to the Yoruba nation. He refused. He has not apologized up to now. So you don't condemn people, the royal family of England, who are conscious of divided loyalty, who want to protect their own heritage. You don't condemn their action. Meghan was clearly told that your child, your son, will not be called a prince because of the fact that she's got black mother. That was the condition. This was clearly explained to her even before the marriage. Now she's going into the public condemning the royal family. It doesn't add up to anything. That is the truth. Look at the United States of America. You ask yourself. I was reading the White House statement today saying that what Meghan Markle did was courageous. Ask America why they have refused to allow a Muslim to be president of the United States. Ask them that simple question. Why have they refused to allow a Muslim to be president of the United States? Will you call that racism as well? No, it is self-preservation, because whenever you allow a Muslim as a president of America, he will be sympathetic to the Muslim world. He will like to work with Iran, the #1 enemy of America, because Iran is a Muslim country. So people have sense of self-preservation that stupid Yoruba people erroneously call racism or tribalism. There's nothing like that. I want the best for my children. I have niece and nephew. I would first of all protect the interests and welfare of my children before my nieces and my nephews. Does that make me to be a bad man? No, it actually makes me to be a good father. That is self-interest. By 4th of July 2021, it will be 245 years of American independence. 245 years of American independence. No African American has ever been elected president of the United States. No African American. Obama is half Kenya, in case you have forgotten, and half white Americans. There is no single descendant of slaves, African American slaves, in the last 245 years who have been so elected president of the United States. Why is that? Self-preservation. Because if you make an African American the president of the United States, he will revisit the slavery that happened to his ancestors. And the Caucasians don't want that to happen. That is why they have never elected an African American as the president of the United States. What the royal family in England has done is self-preservation. What American Caucasians are doing in respect of election is self-preservation. It is only Yoruba people that have no sense of self-preservation. That is why Seyi Makinde, whose wife is an Ijaw woman, his mother is from Benin, is a governor in a Yoruba state. Divided loyalty. It will never protect your interests. Seyi Makinde is more interested in amassing wealth than travel abroad to spend the wealth, because it's not a full-blooded Yoruba citizen. He doesn't care if all of you died in Yoruba land. As long as he is able to have stupendous wealth, it will be fine. So you and I need to get this concept of self-preservation. If you don't get it, there will be a problem. Meghan Markle, she complains about mental health because she alleged that a member of the royal family asked if her son will have a darker skin. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. She knew the family she was getting into before she married them. Why was she going out in public to disparage, to denigrate the family? That was the same thing she did to her own family, going into the press to condemn her father, to condemn her stepbrothers and sisters. Now, if you want to marry, you should look at the action. See, there's no marriage that is perfect. But before you get married, you will have an indication of how that marriage is likely going to be. But whenever we're in love, we tend to forget reality. Yeah, we tend to forget reality. I've always been asking myself, why will a woman who have 2 children, for me, will go to the police and said, hi, the father of my children is a terrorist? No, what will bring that? That is evil. Evil. That is what is called evil. You know, God Almighty saved me. So, I'm not here to talk about marriage. I'm not here to talk about any of that. I just want the young Yoruba to see the need for self-preservation. Look at Obasanjo. His father is Igbo. His mom is Yoruba. Fulani and Igbo prefer him to be president of Nigeria. Why? Because of divided loyalty. He's loyal to his father's side. That was why he has always worked against the interests of the Yoruba nation. We have an information which has just been disclosed to us a few days ago about the planning of the Fulani, Igbo, and Afro-Yoruba to massacre a lot of people in Yoruba land, in Ogun State, Osun State, and Oyo State. They want to deliberately murder a lot of people in Yoruba land and blame it on Hausa Fulani so that they can discredit Tinubu. Obasanjo and his gang are behind it. That's what they plan. I'm still going to speak about that. We want to get the document so that we can circulate the document that has been given towards this action. So, young Yoruba, you have to think long and hard. Yoruba nation is growing to such a level that if you are Yoruba and you are married to Igbo, your children are going to face discrimination in Yoruba land. I have a cousin whose father is English, mother Yoruba, living in London. She complains about the discrimination she faces here in England. Whenever she goes to Yoruba, we all embrace her. Onyibo, Onyibo, Onyibo. Her mother is Yoruba. Her father is English. She lives in England. She faces hell of discrimination. But that is not what it is. It is actually self-preservation. It is only Yoruba people that you will see that in Lagos, for instance, Yoruba would rather give job to Igbo or Fulani than to give to a Yoruba person. English don't behave like that. The Caucasian in America don't behave like that. So when we were looking at the reason why Yoruba were doing this, we found out that a lot of people who disguise as Yoruba people are actually not Yoruba. Look at Obasanjo, 1975. He was the deputy head of state to Muritala Muhammad. It was in 1975 that Muritala Muhammad took the port in Lagos away from the control of the government of Yoruba land and put it under the control of the federal government. Obasanjo was his deputy. When Obasanjo was president in 1976 to 1979, he promulgated a decree, Land Use Act. He took the lands from the Yoruba Obas, the Yoruba chiefs, and the Yoruba family. He took the land from us and gave the land to the states. You imagine that? He did a lot of horrible things. In 1979, he was the one who rigged the election against Awolowo, Obasanjo, because he's half Yoruba. That's why we keep telling young Yoruba people, if you marry Igbo or Hausa Fulani, your children will face discrimination because the Yoruba nationalism is growing. Many of us live abroad. We face hell. We don't get good job. We face discrimination. In England, during the election of Boris Johnson, the current Prime Minister of England, he was campaigning saying that if he's elected Prime Minister, he will employ 40,000 police to stop and search black people. Research says that the proliferation of knife crime in England is caused essentially by dysfunctional black communities. A lot of black children have no fathers in England. It's a state policy, deliberate action of the police. Boris Johnson said he's going to employ 40,000 police to stop and search black people. That's why when we go out, the police arrest us like common criminals. Even if you are refined, well-educated, the moment you are on the street, the police in England will stop and search you because of your ethnicity, because of your race. If we are smart as Yoruba people, if we understand self-preservation, we should also do the same thing to English national in Yoruba land. We should stop and search them. We should do the same thing to Igbo. We should do the same thing to Hausa Fulani. But we cannot control our space because of the unitary system. All the Yoruba people that are against a return to regional government are half Yoruba or non-Yoruba disguised as Yoruba people. This is what happened. If you live in England, as I do, believe you me, if you are on the street, you randomly selected 100 teenagers who are blacks, about 90% of them have no father. Why is that the case? It is a deliberate state policy. The police will arrest you if you are a black father. They threaten you with arrest. By the time they arrest you one time, you will not wait for the second time before you abandon your children. It could be the mother of your kids calling police. The minute you are a black man, you're going to be arrested by the police, even if you are right. That is it. So the result of that is the proliferation of knife crime, gun crime, drug trafficking in black community in England. That is what the state wants. You can call it discrimination. You can call it racism. It is self-preservation. You know why it is self-preservation? Because all these black teenagers in England, if they have fathers in their life, their biological father in their lives, there will be probability that they will be more successful. They will go to university. But the state wants their father out of their life. That's why the police are always arresting black men in England. The moment you arrest a black man one time, he does not care about his children anymore. He goes to another black woman or he goes to another woman to go and have children, the life of his children will be destroyed. That is what the state wants in this country. I have experienced it. That's why I'm telling you. I know these things. If we are smart as Yoruba people, we will build our own nation so that we will not have to live abroad. I said something, everywhere you go through in the world, you see Indians and Chinese. Why? Do you see Japanese everywhere you go to in the world? Do you see Polish everywhere you go to in the world? No. Why do you see Chinese and Indian? Because they have the highest population on earth. The Chinese are 1.4 billion. Indians are 1.3 billion. What is the total population of Yoruba people? 60 million. Very minutest. All Yoruba people should be living predominantly in Yoruba land. 99.9% of Yoruba population should be living in Yoruba land because we have the wealth to sustain you. Indians don't have the wealth to sustain all the population of India in their country. That's why you see them spreading across the world. The Chinese don't have the wealth to sustain all their population. That's why you see the Chinese spreading across the world. But Yoruba, you have the wealth to take care of your 60 million people. The wealth in Yoruba land per year can take care of 120 million people. We've done the research. So why should all Yoruba be scattered all over the world? You see Yoruba in America, you see them in even wretched countries of the world because of unity system, because we love self-preservation. I was watching a program this afternoon about people going through parole, or what do they call it in America? Prisoners who have served their sentences, who have completed their sentences, they go before the parole board to be free. Some of these criminals are remanded in prison because of their character. If they are released to the public, they are likely going to kill more. They are likely going to commit more crime. And I sat down watching these documentaries, and I keep thinking to myself, why is Yoruba lacking self-preservation? You will see a serial killer, an Igbo man who is a serial killer, maybe in Japan, maybe in China, maybe in England, maybe in America. After they have completed their sentence, they will be deported to Lagos. Serial killers, drug dealers, pedophiles who are Igbo. They serve their sentences anywhere in the world. They will be deported to Lagos. They are going to kill you, Yoruba. They are going to destroy you. But Yoruba have no sense of self-preservation. They encourage it. This is why we keep saying to SDP and AD to form a merger and be the real opposition to the Yoruba APC. If they campaign and say that Igbo criminals across Yoruba land will be deported if their party is voted to power, there will be a lot of people that will vote them. This is how you change the course of history. You cannot change the course of history if you don't play politics. You can't get Oduduwa Republic if you don't play politics. I've been wondering, how can we allow Igbo criminals to be deported into Yoruba land from abroad? A reasonable political party will campaign on the basis of that and win election in Yoruba land. Imagine if you have a governor of a governorship candidate in Lagos listing out all the crimes being committed by the Igbo, listing out all the crime being committed by the Hausa Fulani, saying that if he's voted to power, he will deport Igbo criminal. It's likely going to win. So now let's think for a second. You deport a serial killer who is an Igbo into Lagos or Oyo State, is going to commit another crime in that place. Why not say that such an individual be deported to Enugu or Anambra? You understand? Because we lack self-preservation in Yoruba. We're actually very backward people. So don't condemn the royal family. No, don't condemn the royal family. In your family, haven't you been told, as Yoruba people, I have heard people say, don't go and marry Ijebu. Don't go and marry Ondo people. Will you? Is it not the same thing the royal family are doing? Now, you look at what happened to Oni of Ife from his former marriage. The lady was talking nonsense about our head of state. Learn from what happened to Oluwo of Iwo, who married a Jamaican woman. So this is one thing I want the Yoruba youth to learn from this Meghan Markle's interview. What the royal family has done is not inherently evil. It is to safeguard and protect the civilization of their own nation, the heritage they hold there. It is not bad. It is not bad. Don't let anybody deceive you. Look at William's wife, Kate. She's English. She has gone through a lot of tough time, but because she's English, she will keep everything in her heart of hearts without speaking to the public. Everybody knows that it was my ex-wife who made the allegation of terrorism against me. Sahara reporter have approached her for interview many years ago. She turned them down. Imagine if I have been married to an Igbo woman and I divorce her. She will say horrible things about me, lies upon lies that the public will believe. But I marry a Yoruba woman. Even though I have exposed a lot of atrocities she's done against me, she would rather keep quiet and die with it. You think if I have been married to an Igbo woman, I will be able to expose the criminality of the Igbo? No, I will have divided loyalty because my children will be half Yoruba people. So I would rather endure the excesses of the Igbo in Yoruba land because of divided loyalty. That is why Yinka Odumaki, who is gravely ill now, that is why he will forever be attacking Tinubu, because they are all scared that if Tinubu, a full-blooded Yoruba citizen, should become the president of Nigeria, Igbo will find it difficult across Yoruba land. And that is the truth. Because Yinka Odumaki's children are half Igbo. He has divided loyalty. He wants to protect them. Now, let me say this to some of the young Yoruba who call themselves bloggers. You know the meaning of bloggers. It's not the literary meaning that you know about it. Bloggers are horrible people who write fake news. Somebody, maybe after having sex with his girlfriend or his boyfriend, he will sit in front of his computer and be writing horrible news. These are not journalists. It's a terrible thing. They write a lot of fake things. If you type my name, Adeyinka Grandson, on Google, you will see a lot of shit things that people have written about me. Stupid bloggers. Now, let me give you a sense of how you can easily make money. Because people think that you just make money easily like that. You need to work to make money. Now, you all know that Obasanjo is Igbo. But if you are a blogger, or so to say, a journalist, you can go on and have a section with Obasanjo and only interview him about his paternity. You go to him with camera and ask him questions to show you his father's picture, to show you his grandfather's picture. If he claims he doesn't have these pictures, ask him to tell you, to show you his uncle from his father's house, his father's siblings. You will ask these questions. If he cannot show you any of this, you have the information that the father is from Onitsha. You go there, take pictures, bring out evidence, and after your research, you just splash it with the beautiful headlines. Obasanjo, the Igbo citizen, and you give us all this part. 10 million, I guarantee you, 10 million of people who would like to buy your news. They would like to read it, because then you will be able to show us that, look, there is no evidence of Obasanjo's father in Yoruba land. There's no evidence of Obasanjo's grandfather in Yoruba land from his father's side. There's no evidence of Obasanjo's uncle's auntie in Yoruba land. But here are the evidence of Obasanjo's father in Onitsha. Here are the evidence. You show us. You will be rich. You will make money even if you are not going to be rich. You make money because you've been able to do. 1 second. You make money because you've been able to do thorough research. Instead of you sitting around and be writing nonsense, nonsense fake news. Another source of income for you folks. You know that Ganiyu Adamu, alias Gani Adam, is not a Yoruba man. You can go and ask him about his paternity. You go to Arigidi, you interview people there. You want to see his father's house. You want to see his grandfather, who has been alleged to have been from Nupe. You get picture. You go to Nupe land and trace his grandfather home there. People do it. White people do it. They run such documentaries. You do this research and you come with the news. Ganiyu Adamu, aka Gani Adam, is from Nupe. Frontline news, breaking news. But you guys don't want to do simple research. What gives us our name? Why? Everybody talks about us. Majority of virtually all the Yoruba who are abroad, particularly in England, who are shouting Oduduwa Republic, using horrible flag, blue, white, green flag that they are using. All of them, they have no ingenuity. Everything they talk about was what they got from the YYF, Young Yoruba for Freedom. It was our work. We've been doing this for years. We cut our name because of the quality of our research. And this is something Young Yoruba have not imbibed. There's so many ways to make money without spreading fucking fake news. Yoruba, you are copying Igbo, selling sex, and fashion, and horrible music that you do. Do some quality research work, investigative journalism. If you don't have the brain for science, you will make money. You will make money. So these are some of the things that you just need to understand. Self-preservation is essential. It's very important. If you don't practice self-preservation, our civilization will be eroded in our lifetime. For instance, imagine we have an Igbo as Oni of Ife. He doesn't understand our culture. He's going to destroy it. So we have to give credit to the royal family for safeguarding the interests of their nation, the heritage of their nation, the civilization of their people. If you are so concerned about what Meghan Markle has said in her interview, ask yourself the simple question: why is it that since 245 years of American independence, no African American has been so elected president? Why? Obama is not African American, it's half Kenya, half white Americans. A full-blooded African American has never been elected the president of America. No Muslim in the last 245 years of American independence, no Muslim has been so elected president of America. Ask yourself, that is that racism? No, self-preservation. Because if you elect a Muslim as the president of America, he's likely going to destroy that country. But it is only in Yoruba that you don't care about self-preservation. Look at the governors that you have in Yoruba land. 2 of your governors are not full-blooded Yoruba. 2, Akeredolu and Seyi Makinde. They are not full-blooded Yoruba. All the governors in Igbo land are full-blooded Igbo. All the governors in Hausa Fulani land are full-blooded Fulani people. How come it is your own that is different? That is why they have Eze Indibo of Lagos. They have Seriki Fulani of Lagos. Do you have Yoruba Oba of Enugu? Do you have Yoruba Oba of Kano? Some people are saying that some Yoruba Oba that has been appointed in Kano bullshit. How come they are not very prominent in the political decision of things? Don't you see Yoruba politicians going to Eze Indibo of Lagos? We saw Sanwo-Olu going to Eze Indibo of Lagos, going to Seriki Fulani of Lagos to solicit for their political support. We saw this PDP governorship candidates too of Lagos, going to Eze Indibo, going to Seriki Fulani. What does that portray for the Yoruba nation? You've been conquered. They want to turn Yoruba land into America. We should not allow that. People don't understand that statement. The Native Americans were not white or black. The natives were exterminated. You know the meaning of being to exterminate somebody, to kill people. The Native Americans were killed. That is what Fulani and Igbo are doing to the full-blooded Yoruba in Yoruba land. They are killing us. That was why they destroy Awolowo, they destroy MKO Abiola. The next one is for them to try to destroy Tinubu. Because you Yoruba, you lack self-preservation. You lack it. It is not only Igbo and Hausa Fulani that are living in Yoruba land. Nupe people are living in Yoruba land. How come they don't have their own Oba? Edo people are living in Yoruba land. How come they don't have their own king? Kanuri people are living in Yoruba land. How come they don't have their own king? Ijaw people are living in Yoruba land. How come they don't have their own king? But only Igbo and Fulani have Eze Indibo of Lagos and Seriki Fulani of Lagos. What does that tell you? Igbo and Fulani are land grabbers. They take other people's land. They invade other people's space. They see Yoruba as lacking self-preservation. That is why they claim rights. Believe you me, I'm preparing a statement, because before I make a statement, I will have to get the support of our people in Lagos who will carry out our statement. We will stop Igbo musician, comedian from practicing in Lagos. You'll see. By the time that is ready, I have the authority of the people that will take that action. You will see. Our target is AY comedian. We're trying to look at his show, trying to look at his movement. We're going to shock you guys. All these Igbo comedians, musicians in Lagos, you will be out of job. We face the same thing abroad. Yeah, we Yoruba, we do dirty jobs abroad. All foreigners must do the dirty jobs in Yoruba land. You will see. We will take back our ports. We'll take back the control of our sea port. We'll take back the control of our waterways. We'll take back the control of our airport. You will see. We're working on security strategy. It's a new innovation with YY. All the police stations across Yoruba land, you will get their names, their numbers. All the military posts, military bases in Yoruba land, you get. We are mapping out all of these things. We're doing tremendous work. We want to take back our space. That's why we are asking young Yoruba, embrace self-preservation. Stop marrying Igbo. Your children will pay for it. That is the truth. Your children will pay for it. You can see Meghan Markle saying that she almost committed suicide. Your children will pay for it. I live in England. I know what is discrimination. I know to be sleeping in your bed, and to be sleeping on your bed, the next thing is police putting handcuff in your hand when you are not a criminal. I have witnessed it before. I have been assaulted by police to the point of death here in England. All of these things that you see in America, police killing black people. The other guy that was saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I have experienced it before. Police have broken my eye socket, fractured my lower limbs. I was in physiotherapy for 7 months. I know what discrimination is all about. I have never called these people racist. They practice self-preservation. It's the same thing that we are advocating to happen in Yoruba land. We must stop and search English people in Yoruba land for being English. The police in England, they do that to us for being black. We must stop and search Igbo people in Yoruba land because they are common criminals. We must stop and search Hausa Fulani because they are terrorizing us in Yoruba land. We all have rights to do so. The Igbo should stop and search Yoruba people in Igbo land. The Hausa Fulani should go and stop and search Yoruba people in Hausa Fulani land. Think self-preservation. How can you allow? Let me tell you something about serial killers. If they kill now, they will kill the next time. Even if you free them, they will continue to kill because they've killed once. Now imagine all these Igbo serial killers being deported from abroad to Lagos. So they will kill you, Yoruba people. Imagine Fulani will be coming from their space with no wives to be doing Okada in Yoruba. It is your Yoruba wives that they are going to be raping. It is your Yoruba daughter that they are going to be raping. But if you have sense of self-preservation, you will stop the unity system that is allowing free movement of people into Yoruba. We must be able to regulate those who can come into our space. Everybody does that. But you lack self-preservation. Oni of Ife is one of the Yoruba Oba that lacks self-preservation. You have never seen that man speaking authoritatively and passionately about the interests of the Yoruba nation. If he speaks, it's always about the interests of Nigeria. It shouldn't have been Oni of Ife. We have to be honest, because he's disgracing us. He's the most powerful person in Yoruba land, our head of state. But it's not pro-Yoruba at all. It's not. The Queen is pro-English. The King of Spain, the King of Belgium, they are pro their respective country. Oni of Ife should be pro-Yoruba first and foremost. Sultan of Sokoto is pro-Fulani. He is. But our Obas lack self-preservation. That is what English royal family is teaching the world. That is what America electoral process is teaching the world. It is only Yoruba people that will say, I don't play religious politics. I don't play ethnic politics, but they play religious politics in America. After all, in America, people are more civilized than we Yoruba. They will never allow a Muslim to be president of the United States. In America, they play racial politics. They will always vote for Caucasian. After all, President Trump is white. How come black people are not saying it is their turn? They want a black man as president. That will never happen. I hope. So look, I can see some people. Let me tell you something. When we were in Lancaster House in London, 3 people, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa Fulani. Yoruba and Hausa Fulani, they were the only people that supported regional government. Igbo were against unity system. They were against it. Lancaster House here in London. That was where we negotiated our constitution. Only Yoruba and Hausa Fulani supported regional government. That was why after 6 months, I don't think people understand unity regional government. Under regional government, Igbo could do to work in Yoruba land. No, they won't get job. They were paid. They were not even allowed to enter Yoruba land. That was why they destroyed the regional government and introduced unity system. It is the unity system that allows them to spread across Yoruba land and everywhere. From that book we read, Ethnic Fertilities. You know, remember that book that I showed you? Ethnic fertilities in Nigeria. Igbo don't go to the north again because they are killing them there. But they come to Yoruba land. When election is coming, they don't vote for us. They will leave Yoruba land by force. So young Yoruba, you need to practice self-preservation. You don't have to be in politics to practice self-preservation. If you have a house to rent out in any Yoruba land, you must give priority to Yoruba citizen. You must not rent your property to Hausa Fulani or Igbo. No, you have to rent it out first to Yoruba citizen, unless there are no Yoruba to take it. When it comes to job in Yoruba land, you must give first priority to Yoruba citizen before Igbo or Hausa Fulani. We do not have equal rights when it comes to housing, job, or healthcare. Tell Yoruba that are on dialysis in England, waiting for kidney transplant. Tell them to tell you for how long they've been waiting. You will know that there is self-preservation everywhere. You think English will not give kidney transplant to their own citizen and go and be given to black people first and foremost? Eh? It is those of you who have refused to develop your own nation that talk about racism. There's no racism on this planet Earth. We are all practicing self-preservation. All of you idiots who are Yoruba that are always talking about tribalism. If you are willing to feed somebody else's children before your children, you should be given the most foolish award on planet Earth. Eh? Can you do that? when your child has not paid his school fees, the money you have for school fees, you are using it to pay for another child's school fees. Can you do that? So if you are more concerned about your child, that makes you to be racist too. That makes you to be tribalist. There's nobody that is racist. There's nobody that is tribalist. We are all practicing self-preservation. Igbo should go back to Igbo land and make it great. It is not too much to ask. Hausa Fulani should go back to Hausa Fulani land and make it great. Imagine you will say to Igbo, all of them, I keep telling you, these guys are propagandists. They told you that they have Eastern Security Network, that they have weapon and everything. We found out that it is the Cameroonian Ambassadonia people in southern Cameroon that the Igbo are circulating their video, lying to you that they are Eastern Security Network. Now you tell this same Igbo that are shouting Eastern Security Network to support the decentralization of the military and the decentralization of the police, meaning that all the police personnel and military personnel in Igbo land will only be Igbo people only. All the police and military personnel in Yoruba land will only be Yoruba people only. All the police and military personnel in Hausa Fulani land will be Hausa Fulani only. Tell the Igbo to support that kind of system. They will tell you no. They will tell you we are one Nigeria. They don't believe in anything that makes Igbo land great. They want to appropriate Yoruba land. That's their target. That's why Hausa Fulani and Igbo, they always support the same thing. Look, Hausa Fulani wants Ruga. You know what Ruga means? Ruga simply means that anywhere Fulani gets to in Nigeria is their home. Igbo people were rejecting it, right? Saying that Ruga is Fulanization of Nigeria, right? The same Igbo, they want federal government to remove state of origin and replace it with state of residency. What does that tell you? That means that anywhere Igbo people are living is their home. So what is the difference between Ruga and state of residency? Now, there's no difference. It's the same thing. So Fulani and Igbo, they always desire the same thing. Fulani and Igbo will tell you one Nigeria. Is there anything like one Nigeria? No. It was initially 10 Nigeria. It was to be made 10 Nigeria. But the Igbo and Hausa Fulani will shout one Nigeria because they want to take over your job in Yoruba land. They want to control your space in Yoruba land. These guys are the same. The stupid Yoruba liberal that want to focus their attention only on Fulani and ignoring Igbo. You are foolish. You are foolish. We have had national conference or Abacha national conference, or Obasanjo national conference, Jonathan national conference. In all of these three conferences, Igbo and Hausa Fulani rejected a return to regional government. They wanted more states. These guys are just the problem of Nigeria. I'm going to speak more about the expected massacre that will happen across Yoruba land. Obasanjo and the Yoruba PDP are planning to kill a lot of people across Yoruba land, and they will blame it on Hausa Fulani. That's what they wanted to do. They will blame it on Hausa Fulani. So a lot of Yoruba are going to be killed. You remember in my speech 2019 and 2020, I said that the Obasanjo camp is planning to kill a prominent Yoruba Oba. I said a first-class Yoruba Oba. You know how many Yoruba Oba that they've killed? They will want to try and kill Oni of Ife, of course, and they will blame it on Hausa Fulani. Who killed Bola? Was it not Obasanjo and Atiku? But who are the people who pulled the trigger? Igbo assassin. Do you understand all of these things? So it's a game. They are playing politics with your life. They want to paint Tinubu in a very, very bad color. You understand? And this game pays the Hausa Fulani. The information that has been disclosed to Hausa Fulani by the University of Cambridge, we have got hold of it. I do not have the copy, but our research team in Yoruba land, they are working to get a copy. I'm saying to them, I need a copy before I can speak to the public, and we're going to circulate it to you. It is from these findings that Fulani were advised to use massacre as a means to try and change the tide against Tinubu. And Obasanjo is working with this document and the Yoruba liberals. All the nonsense Sunday Igboho, all the noise of Yoruba Libra shouting on the internet, we want the Oduduwa Republic, Amagbo Oduduwa Republic, is all gimmick, game against Tinubu. And I'm very proud of Tinubu because he knows about this game. So the next thing they are going to do, they will kill Yoruba. From what I've been told, they will kill about 25 at a go. They might kill about 50 Yoruba at a go. They will go to one village and kill everybody. They will not take cameras there. Everything will be manipulated. It will be spread across social media, and you start hating Tinubu more. But it is the Yoruba Libra that are doing the killings. But Fulani are cool with it because the intention of the Fulani is that they don't want Tinubu to be president. Igbo don't want Tinubu to be president. Obasanjo and co, they don't want Tinubu to be president, including the English establishment. They don't want Tinubu to be president. Why? They know that it is only Tinubu that can secure you Oduduwa Republic. That is the only guy that can secure you Oduduwa Republic. They are so scared of him. So they are going to use killings of Yoruba people. So you can fall for it. We don't care. Àwọn Yoruba Libra la máa dà sílẹ̀ Yorùbá tá máa fi fọ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọn Yoruba Libra òun la máa fi ní freedom wa. A máa ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn sílẹ̀ ni. Olórí burúkú ló pọ̀ jù nínú wọn. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn Yoruba Libra yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ kí n dárúkọ wọn fún yín. Citizen AY, àwọn tó wà ní London yẹn mo mọ̀. Àwọn tó ràn Oduduwa TV radio, Dara talk show tí ẹnu ẹ̀ fẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí díẹ̀ náà ṣe máa fẹ̀ nìyẹn olóṣì obìnrin ni. Ojoojúmọ́ ló máa ń bú mi. Dara talk show yẹn àti Koiki media yẹn gbàgbé mo yẹ sọ fún ẹ tó bá di 2023 gbogbo wọn máa support Fulani candidate tó máa jáde láti PDP or any candidate tó bá jáde from PDP. Gbàgbé mo yẹ sọ fún ẹ ṣé gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo lórí social media yẹn pé àwọn fẹ́ Oduduwa Republic tí wọ́n bá ṣe presidential primary ní 2022 ní APC tó bá peradventure tí Tinubu bá lose gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo Oduduwa Republic yẹn wọ́n máa jubilate ni pé Tinubu lose presidential primary. Wọ́n ò fẹ́ Oduduwa Republic. Àwa conservative la fẹ́ Oduduwa Republic. Àwa conservative la bẹ̀rẹ̀. YYF ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ agitation for Oduduwa Republic. We the young Yoruba for freedom, we started in 2012 Latin advocate fún Oduduwa Republic. Nǹkan tá fẹ́ nìyẹn. Politics àti support America nìkan la lè fi get Oduduwa Republic. So gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo àwọn Koiki yẹn àwọn tó lùkàgà àwọn AY citizen gbogbo àwọn pé tẹ́ bá wo kíní kan jẹ́ kí n sọ fún yín Yoruba Liberation Command kí n sọ secret kan fún yín 2017 Yoruba Liberation Command àwọn military lọ síbẹ̀ wọ́n ní kán lọ release kán lọ gbé mi wá kán disclose identity mi. George Akínọlá and co ló ràn Yoruba Liberation Command tán wave flag kan tán lọ sí Liberty Stadium nígbà yẹn wọ́n lọ issue press statement in case tẹ́ bá ti gbàgbé against me wọ́n láwọn ọmọ mi rí o. Yoruba Liberation Command nígbà yẹn náà sọ pé àwọn lọ ṣe program kan ní Ìbàdàn pé àwọn fọ́ọ̀mù Yoruba World Congress. Yoruba Liberation Command ṣe tún gbọ́ wọn mọ́ sìn ó ti jóná mọ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n tó àwọn fọ́ọ̀mù Yoruba World Congress wọ́n láwọn fi Professor Banji Akintoye jọ̀gá àwọn. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yoruba World Congress? Ó tún pín sí méjì. Professor Banji Akintoye ó lọ fọ́ọ̀mù tiẹ̀ ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà. Àwọn yẹn ló tún rant káàkiri oníkẹ̀kẹ́ máa sign petition àwọn tí ò lè win election. Ṣé wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe yẹn kí ló ti gbogbo wọn ṣe ń break up báyẹn break up because wọ́n kẹ́ran mérò àti conservative àti liberal ló ń join together torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe last gbogbo àwọn tó jókòó sí London yẹn Citizen AY ètò ya Germany ní dára ẹ̀ wà gbogbo wọn kí náà ń jà sí owó náà ń jà wọ́n ní ẹnìkan ti kówó jẹ o àkáǹtì ẹnìkan náà ń sanwó fún torí pé gbogbo wọn they are not of the same ideology focus wọn ni pé kán jà yín lólè wọn ò ní strategy tó ń fi lè gba Oduduwa Republic so owó ni gbogbo èèyàn ti ń jà wọn ti dàrú. But what do you see about the young Yoruba for freedom? Why conservative nìkan ló lè join ẹgbẹ́ wa tó bá join ẹgbẹ́ wa tó bá ń pèrè ẹni YYF member tá a bá ti rí ẹ pé Libra ni ẹ pé propaganda táwọn Libra máa ń spread ló máa ń spread a máa ignore ẹ ní àníran ẹ. Majority of the people tó máa ń pariwo pé àwọn jẹ́ YYF member they are not real YYF members because you have to follow our ideology and principles. You have to subscribe to a political affiliation, and which is the Yoruba APC. You cannot say that PDP and APC are one and the same. They are not. They are different. Surely, Hawaii stand lórí the same principle. tá ń lọ bá ṣe máa get nǹkan tá fẹ́ nìyẹn, which is Tinubu presidency. Tá bá get mo ti sọ fún yín, ṣe ní gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo Odùduwà Republic yẹn, àwọn tá ń dárúkọ wọn yẹn, torí bẹ́ẹ̀ tí Tinubu bá di president, tó bá sọ ẹ̀yìn tí bá wálé, tá bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ protest, mo ti sọ fún yín pé protest àti plan ẹ̀ o, protest tiwa a máa ní placard ó ṣọ̀wọ́n pọ́nmọ́ wa ló wà ń bẹ̀, kì í ṣe ìbọn nìkan la máa gbé jáde, a máa ní placard, ó máa fine, a máa wà well dressed, a máa wà presentable, because our politician ni wa, a ní ọpọlọ yẹn la fẹ́ fi ṣe ìlú Yorùbá. Ṣé tá bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ protest yẹn tó máa jẹ́ staggered protest tí mo ti sọ fún yín, táwọn EndSARS yẹn tó fẹ́ máa adopt some of our own, àwa máa wà refine, a máa lọ sí cultural center ní Ìbàdàn tí gbogbo wa máa jókòó, tá máa address ara wa, a máa pínra wa káàkiri, tá ṣe máa ṣe protest yẹn ní infrastructure tá bá fẹ́ shut down la máa lọ pẹ̀lú bọ́n ni o, àkọ́kọ́ parade street pẹ̀lú bọ́n àti bomb. Yeah, àkọ́kọ́ parade. We will be asking for our right to use gun. So yeah, ìyẹn ni o, I'm telling you, ṣorí gbogbo àwọn lórí burúkú tó ń pariwo Odùduwà Republic, tí Tinubu bá di president, wọ́n máa call for my arrest. Ìgbà yẹn làwọn máa jà fún Odùduwà Republic. Àwọn ló máa sọ pé ẹ láti arrest Adéyínká ni, because àwọn ò believe nínú Odùduwà Republic. Wọ́n kàn ṣe for the conveniences ni, pé bóyá wọ́n máa rówó ń bẹ̀, pé bóyá káwọn kan fi deceive yín kẹ́ fi support PDP. Wọ́n mean well. Gbogbo gàràgàrà tí Sunday Igboho ṣe, ó ti gbó Odùduwà Republic fún yín ni, àbó ti lé Fúlàní lọ. Politician nìkan ló lè gbó Odùduwà Republic fún yín. Politician ló lè gbà. So that is why tẹ́ bá fẹ́ Odùduwà Republic, ẹ máa wo party tí ó lè gba Odùduwà Republic fún yín, ẹ máa join party yẹn. Ẹ wá sọ fún party yẹn pé a join yín torí pé ẹ ń campaign fún Odùduwà Republic. So party yẹn ẹ máa dìbò fún, bí ẹ ṣe máa get Odùduwà Republic yín nìyẹn. Àwa YYF mọ̀ pé APC Yorùbá ló máa fún wa ní Odùduwà Republic. So tá bá support wọn tó bá win, a ní jókòó sílé, a wá jáde pẹ̀lú bọn. A kàn fi bọn yẹn parade ni o, a kàn show ni o, yípa afẹ́ máa yìnbọn, a show wọn pé a gbé bọn jáde o, tẹ́ bá ṣe, wọ́n á fún wa ní regional government. Kì í ṣe regional government tó máa ti water down. No, all the Yoruba speaking local government and state must become Yoruba region or Odùduwà region or whatever name to fancy brain wa. And we must control all our resources. We must control, the most important thing ni pé we must control our police and our military. Tá a bá control military wa, a lè free. Nǹkan tó bá mú wa ta control military wa, the moment tá bá ti elect premier wa or prime minister of Yoruba region, ó sá lọ sí Yankee nìyẹn straight. A lọ sign military part pẹ̀lú wọn. This is our region. A sign. Èló ní ká máa sọ fún yín America. Tó bá ti sọ ìta máa san. Àwọn America ló máa gbé military men wọn wá station wọn, bóyá Sekiti àbí Jẹ̀bú, wọ́n á máa train àwọn military men wa. Kí ló ta fi ń ṣe eléyìí? Tá bá ti kú, àwọn ọmọ wa wọn ò ní lè gba ilẹ̀ yẹn lọ́wọ́ wọn mọ́, because a ti sign military part pẹ̀lú Yankee. Tá bá ti dàgbà, tá ti kú, àwọn ọmọ wa tá fi sáyé, Fúlàní ò ní jí lọ́jọ́ kan, àbí Ìgbò kò jí lọ́jọ́ kan, kó sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ overrun wa. Agreement tá ní pẹ̀lú America á máa lọ. Nǹkan tó ń pè ní ìlú nìyẹn. Wọ́n ṣe ń ṣèlú nìyẹn. Tinubu ò ní ṣe fún yín tẹ́ ẹ bá protest. Gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ mo sọ fún yín. So tó bá ní logic, first thing, àkọ́kọ́ lọ bí America. Tí America bá lọ gbọ́rọ̀ sí wa lẹ́nu, ó jẹ́ lọ nìyẹn o. Secondly, a wá fi ọmọ wa síbẹ̀, Tinubu. Tó bá fi Tinubu síbẹ̀, tó bá lọ jókòó sínú ilé, tẹ́ lọ ń ṣe fàájì, ayé yín bàjẹ́ nìyẹn. Gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ mo sọ fún yín, Tinubu ò ní ṣe nothing fún yín, nada ẹ̀ ní rí. Tó bá wo àwọn APC Yorùbá, àwọn ọmọ pa máa ń survey wọn, àwọn tó ń support Tinubu, wọ́n ṣe campaign wọn láti fi promote wọn Nàìjíríà, wá ọ̀dẹ̀ subscribe sí wọn Nàìjíríà. Ṣorí irú àwọn yẹn political appointment náà wá. Tí Tinubu bá ti di president, kàn ṣáà ti fún wọn ní ministerial appointment, kàn sọ wọn di ambassador, kàn fún wọn ní board chairmanship. Tán bá ti ń jẹ, tán bá ti ń mu, tán bá ti ń bóríṣiríṣi obìnrin sùn, ayé tí wọ́n ti dá nìyẹn. Nǹkan táwa fẹ́ kọ́ yẹn, bóyìnbó ṣe ń ṣe kọ́ yẹn, particularly àwọn Caucasian l'America, future ọmọ wọn náà máa ń rò. So kí wọ́n tó kú, wọ́n máa fi better life fún ọmọ wọn. Nǹkan táwa fẹ́ nìyẹn. So tá bá ti gbé Tinubu débẹ̀, á wá kó ìbọn síta. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Ìbọn yẹn là á kó síta. Tinubu á máa bẹ̀bẹ̀. so àwa máa sọ fún wọn pé rárá nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ni Tinubu wá lọ sí National Assembly pé look nǹkan táwọn Yorùbá jù láwọn fẹ́ rẹ̀ o tá a bá ti fún wọn wọ́n ní right láti lọ o táwọn Fúlàní àti Ìgbò bá gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹ fún wọn regional government wọn so tí Tinubu wá sọ pé òun fún yín regional government o kò fún wa ní ká control police wa kò fún wa ká control military wa à ń lọ ní tá a bá ti lè control military wa tó yẹ pé military tó wà lẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn ò ní rí President Nigeria as the chief of the army staff mọ́ wọ́n máa rí the House of Oba as the controller of the military in Yoruba land. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní gbọ́rọ̀ sí President Nigeria lẹ́nu wọ́n máa gbọ́rọ̀ sáwọn ọba wa lẹ́nu ni Prime Minister Yoruba á dẹ̀ lọ sign agreement pẹ̀lú Yankee kọ́ máa train àwọn military wa sórí pé a ti secure future àwọn ọmọ wa nìyẹn so gbogbo àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé Tinubu tí jẹ́ pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà náà ń rò bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ àwa ò ro wọn Nàìjíríà future àwọn Yorùbá ọmọ wa tá a máa fi sáyé là ń rò bóyìnbó ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn torí ẹ̀ nílùú ṣe ń ní lárí so ẹ̀yin young Yorùbá tí mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ látàárọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá imbibe self preservation ìyà máa jẹ yín ni torí ẹ̀ lẹ ṣe máa sọ àmọ́ ara àwọn Yorùbá wèrè torí wọ́n ti yí àwọn náà join yín dúdú wọ́n máa ní Black Lives Matters Black Lives Matter kí ló kàn yín pẹ̀lú Black Lives Matters kí ló tẹ̀yìn ò lè develop lóyún tẹ́ bá develop yín sáwọn ọmọ yín máa jókòó sí ìlú onílù so bá mo fẹ́ kẹ́ wò nìyẹn. Let me just quickly look at some of. Yeah, there's some of you. Yeah, Mr. Adibowale, you need to know me. I am not a tribalist. You understand? Timban project interest àkókò mi ò gbà àkókò rí. Yorùbá àkókò ni mi ìgbébẹ̀rẹ̀ àgbà tí mo ti kéré Ìbàdàn ni mo gbé ní gbogbo life mi. I'm a Yoruba nationalist. I think about the interests of the Yoruba nation. First and foremost, I care less about Igbo. I don't want to know whether Fulani are suffering or they have alimanjiri. It's none of my fucking problem. What I believe so much is the interest of the Yoruba. The Igbo should think about their own interests. Hausa Fulani should think about their own interests. I am a Yoruba nationalist. YWF members, we are Yoruba nationalists. That is, don't call us tribalists. It's stupidity. Yoruba is not a tribe. But me la fẹ́ educate yín sí. Yeah. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Igbo. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking at some of your commentaries. Yeah, Mr. Olu Brown. I don't know your name sounds. Can you ask me your question, Mr. Olu Brown? You said you would love to ask me questions. We're waiting for you. Go on with your question, sir, if you were here. So, àwọn ọmọ wa ọ̀rẹ́ mi ló pè mí ni mo ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ lórí topic yìí ọmọ ẹ̀ náà jọ ní argument nínú ilé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Meghan Markle yìí mo dẹ̀ realize pé we need to talk about this for the interest of our children tó o bá ti ní tẹ́ ẹ bá ti embrace self-preservation Yorùbá máa bàjẹ́ ayé iṣẹ́ ilé ayé yín ò bàjẹ́ mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ obìnrin kan Folúṣọ́ ní 2013 mo lọ sílé she's a medical doctor mo lọ sílé mo jókòó wá introduce mi sí àwọn cousin ẹ̀ pé boyfriend òun kankan a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ politics so tí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo wà refine àwọn cousin ẹ̀ yẹn èyí tó ti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ní bakery wà nù wọn èyí tó ti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ọdẹ èyí tó ti lọ ṣe kíá gbogbo wọn mo wá jáde kúrò nínú living room mo wá lọ sínú yàrá mo wá ń gbọ́ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní pé kí ló ń ṣe lè ṣe pé ká kàn make owó ni ká kọ́lé ká ṣe nǹkan tí majority Yorùbá máa ń rò nìyẹn kán wá sílùú òyìnbó kán ṣiṣẹ́ kíṣẹ́ kán jẹun kán mu kán dẹ̀ kú no kì í ṣe nǹkan bọ́lọ́run ṣe dá wa nìyẹn tó bá ń ka Bible ẹ̀ dára torí mi máa ń ka Bible nígbà tí mo kéré gan Ọlọ́run sọ pé ká tó kú a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe sílẹ̀ fún ọmọ ọmọ wa ṣẹ́gẹ̀tẹ̀ but ẹ wo àwọn parents ti tàwa. My father's generation only most useless generation. Wọ́n ṣe nǹkan kan fún generation wa. That's why tẹ́kọ̀ tó bá lọ sí Aminu Kano International Airport ní Kano State tó bá débẹ̀ àwọn Haúsá Fúlàní ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ predominantly. Tó bá dé Akanmu Ibrom International Airport ní Enugu àwọn ọmọ Igbo ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ predominantly. Tó bá lọ sí Lagos International Airport tó change orúkọ ẹ̀ sí Aminu Kano tó bá lọ síbẹ̀ àwọn Haúsá Fúlàní ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ predominantly. Girlfriend mi tí mò ń sọ story ẹ̀ fún yín, one of his cousin ó ní PhD. Ó máa ń sọ pé èmi ò ní right láti support conservative nílùú yìí, pé Labour ló jẹ́ kí n máa support, ipe conservative ò dá, ipe wọn kì í fún dúdú ní ìwé, wọn kì í fún dúdú níṣẹ́ tó dá. PhD ló ní o, security guard ló ń ṣe o. The idiot ó ń fẹ́ máa bá English jà ní England, but àwọn Fúlàní àti Igbo tó ti gba gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, gbogbo iṣẹ́ federal government tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, the idiot ò fẹ́ bá wọn jà. Ṣé pé kò ní self preservation? Irú àwọn yẹn ló máa jáde ní London nínú òtútù náà máa protest pé Black Lives Matter. Ó fẹ́ bá English jà nílùú ẹ̀, kò lè bá Igbo àti Fúlàní jà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ ìlú ẹ̀, ó wá fẹ́ bá English jà ní England. Ṣé pé rí wọn pé nígbà tí mo máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fún girlfriend máa ń sọ fún mi nígbà yẹn pé àwọn people máa ń wò mí báwọn yẹn ṣe máa ń pè mí ní ọmọ Tinubu most people tó máa ń pè mí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe máa ń pè mí ní ká ọmọ politician lélẹ̀ ìbọ̀tá lélẹ̀ ìgbà tó dẹ̀ máa ń pè mí ní secondary school náà nìyẹn wọ́n á sọ pé bọ̀tá torí pé èèyàn ti máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ kó nú ọgbọ́n wá wọ́n máa pè yàn ní bọ̀tá. Ibi tí mo ti conclude nìyẹn long time ago, mo dẹ̀ ti sọ fún àwọn Yorùbá politician Tinubu nìkan ló lè ṣe sórí gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá tá a wà labroad. The only reason tí a fi lè wálé tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì lè fi wá wálé Tinubu ló máa ṣe, ó máa manipulate foreign exchange. Ẹ náà pé is a financial expert, ó máa lórí pépé. Nǹkan tá a máa fi manipulate foreign exchange ni pé sórí àwọn Yorùbá tó wà nílùú òyìnbó wọ́n ná ọpọlọ gan, wọ́n kàwé. Ọ̀dọ̀ wèrè ló pọ̀ jù nínú wọn o, torí wọ́n ti ń ṣe bí ẹrú pàtàkì wọ́n ti ta. But regardless wọ́n mọ̀wé, wọ́n ní ọpọlọ, wọ́n lọ school. So tí ìjọba Yorùbá bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe, àwọn Yorùbá tó wà labroad ló máa tún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe, kì í ṣe àwọn Yorùbá tó wà nílé. So jọdá àwọn Yorùbá tó wà ní wọn wà enlightened, wọn ò tí travel far and wide, torí traveling is part of education. Ó tún superior sí paper qualification ta ní. Àwọn tó ti travel lọ sí ìlú tó wà develop, wọ́n mọ̀ bí ìlú ṣe ń ṣe. So tá bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tètè develop, ṣé ní gbogbo àwọn àtàwọn àlọ́ òyìnbó yẹn problem tó fi ń dúró síbẹ̀ àmọ́ nǹkan márùn-ún ni. But nǹkan márùn-ún yẹn máa dárúkọ ẹ̀ later. But one major thing tí Tinubu máa ṣe fún wa ni pé a bá wa fọ́ exchange rate yẹn. Ó máa ṣe bí military ni. £1 to 10 naira. Tó bá fọ́ mọ́lẹ̀ báyẹn, lálàá lúlu yẹn, àwọn Yorùbá tó rí wọ́n pé yẹn tó mọ̀wé, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí padà wálé. Ọpọlọ yẹn gangan òun la need, human capital yẹn la need. Tí wọ́n bá ti délé, àwọn ló máa help wa láti ṣe healthcare wa tó máa lead sí free and qualitative healthcare. Àwọn ló máa lo ọpọlọ wọn yẹn láti bá wa ṣe affordable housing. Àwọn ló máa lo ọpọlọ yẹn láti bá wa ṣe free education. Àwọn ló máa lo ọpọlọ yẹn láti bá wa provide job security. Àwọn ló máa lo ọpọlọ yẹn láti ṣe ẹlẹ́ẹ̀karùn-ún security of lives and property. Àwọn Yorùbá tó wà nílùú òyìnbó wọ́n waste away ni. Wọ́n waste away. Bọ́n ṣe kàwé tó yẹn, depression náà fi ń gbọ́. Kò sẹ́ni tó wà happy nínú wa. So tá bá manipulate foreign exchange, àwọn APC gbà yẹn wọ́n sọ fún mi pé kí n má máa sọ ọmọ pé kí n má ti give lecture, mi ò tí give lecture yẹn. Ó dà pé bóyá no, mo ní material yẹn, mo ní material yẹn. Má ti give lecture, but kò sí ṣíṣe kò sáì ṣe tá bá fi lè manipulate exchange rate tá fọ́ gbogbo òṣì tán sọ pé £1 tó ti fẹ́ wọ 700 yẹn kò ní sí. But ìyá wà ńbẹ̀ o, ìyá kan jẹ yín ráńpẹ́ bóyá fún bí ọdún kan, kì í ṣe pé ìyá yẹn máa pọ̀, á jẹ́ kí orí yín pé our get regional government, our control space wa. A máa wà drastic o. So àwọn Yorùbá tó wà labroad yẹn, Ọlọ́run sẹ̀tín Al-Quran, ẹ máa wálé o. Ẹ máa padà sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ọpọlọ yín yẹn la ní, ṣebí majority of you ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe security guard. ẹ ṣáà rí bí ìlú ṣe ń ṣe torí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe máa ń sọ lọ́jọ́ kan ní mo wo Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ tó máa ń jáde ọlọ́jọ́ nínú eruku náà ti ń ṣe ọlọ́jọ́ clayton lè ṣe interlocking slab sílẹ̀lẹ̀ tí Ọọ̀ni máa gbà jáde láti ibi òòṣà láti ibi tó ti lọ ń bọ òòṣà yẹn tó máa fi rin títì ní ajé náà tí Ọọ̀ni máa ń ṣe tó máa ju owó eruku níra ẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan tó owó tó ní jù yẹn àti gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wọ́n lè dáwó ṣẹ́rí Eritrea nígbà tí wọ́n fún wọn ní sanction kí náà ṣe tán fi lówó wọ́n export gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọ́n dìde lé wọn kúrò nílùú gbogbo Eritrea citizen wọ́n lé wọn dànù kúrò nílùú wọ́n wá abroad 30% of their income no máa ń remit fún government wọn as tax tí wọ́n bá remit ẹ̀ family wọn máa lọ gbé wọn máa lọ tì mọ́lé kílẹ̀tì ṣe ẹ̀rọ bí wá pé a ní èèyàn kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó máa fi interlocking slab sí ibi tí Ọọ̀ni máa gbà jáde tó máa fẹ́ ṣe ọlọ́jọ́ àbí ọdún ajé ibi tó máa gbà jáde gbogbo ibi tí wọ́n máa rìn kó má ṣe eruku kó jẹ́ pé interlocking slab ló wà mẹ́ta wá decent tí wọ́n dẹ̀ cover drainages yẹn tẹ bá tó máa ń ṣò ẹ̀ fún orí yín máa wú àti Yorùbá gbogbo àwọn ilé kan tó wà tí ò da wọ́n á tètè tún pàánù bẹ̀ ṣe àbí kán tiẹ̀ kún bóyá tí èèyàn bá ń kunlé lọ́dún márùn-ún so that tí àwọn èèyàn bá ń wò wá láti ta orí wa máa wú bọ̀tẹ́ bá rí tán máa ń ṣe ọlọ́jọ́ àbí tán ń ṣọdún ajé eruku ní everywhere the same thing náà ni ojúde ọba òṣì tán máa ń ṣe yẹn gbogbo wọn máa wọṣọ ńlá gàǹgàǹgà wọn máa mutí idiots eruku ní àwọn eégún máa jó gbogbo oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ tó máa ń ṣe ojúde ọba oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ máa jáde wọn máa jó nínú eruku ṣé nítorí unity system yẹn náà láyé wá ṣe bàjẹ́ kan lẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ pé Yorùbá ló kàwé ju ní ṣàkàwé tó àwọn funfun l'Amẹ́ríkà ní ṣàkàwé tó àwọn English ni tá a bá kàwé kílódé ka ọgbọ́n orí a lot of things ló rọrùn pẹ̀lú wa táà sáté sọ fún yín ẹ má fall fún propaganda àwọn Yorùbá Libra tó ń pariwo Odùduwà Republic tó ń attack Tinubu tẹ bá fẹ́ Odùduwà Republic stages ni tẹ bá gbé ọmọ yín síbẹ̀ Tinubu tó bá jẹ́ ẹ wá kógun tì í kò sọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lọ́rọ̀ politician bí àwọn politician ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn nílùú òyìnbó wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn tẹ bá ti fèèyàn jẹ́ ẹ wá máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbógun tì ẹ wo Niger Farage báńkà ní 1980s ó lóun ò láìkì ìlú òun bí ìlú òun ṣe rí ó ní pé àwọn Germany àti France ó ní wọ́n ń cheat England ó ní pé kí UK jáde kúrò nínú EU in 1980 ó dẹ̀ resign iṣẹ́ nǹkan tó wá ṣe ni pé ó wá lọ bá àwọn tó lówó tó fẹ́ kí UK kúrò nínú EU àwọn yẹn ló wá ń sponsor ẹ̀ wọ́n wá fund the election ó wá win ó wá lọ sí Brussels ó ní EU headquarter ibẹ̀ ló ti wá ń pariwo láti 1980 ló ń pariwo pé no àwọn ò fẹ́ òṣìlẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹ̀ ń gbowó ìlú àwọn ni àwọn ò rí géènì kankan lára EU àwọn donors yẹn tó ń fún lówó tó fi ń gun plane tó fi ń sùn tó hotel tó fi ń jẹun wọn padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ for over 20 years wọ́n sponsor máa ẹni until tí máa ẹ̀ achieve ẹ̀mẹ̀ bí funfun ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn torí ẹ̀ máa ṣe sọ fún àwọn kan pé a ní Tinubu kó máa fund YYF now àwọn tó bá believe nínú philosophy wa wọ́n dẹ̀ ti rí i pé alọ́ ọpọlọ pípé àwọn ló máa support wa financially a máa ṣe nǹkan tá a máa ṣe títí tí tá a máa fi get kí Tinubu jẹ president tí Tinubu bá jẹ president tán títí tí tá a máa fi force ẹ̀kọ́ fún wa regional government tá a bá gba regional government tán títí tá a máa fi force ẹ̀kọ́ fún wa l'Odùduwà Republic òyìnbó kì í give up nínú nǹkan tó bá ti believe nínú ẹ̀ nǹkan táwọn àwọn ẹ̀fún ṣe náà nìyẹn ṣẹ́rí wọ́n give up rí ni bọ́lọ́pàá ṣe arrest mi lójoojúmọ́ ṣé mo give up ojoojúmọ́ náà máa ń threaten mi pẹ̀lú arrest mi give up no nǹkan tó ń pè ní passion nìyẹn àwọn ọlọ́pàá gan sọ àwọn ọlọ́pàá ìlú yìí wọ́n sọ fún mi pé kò sí nǹkan tó lè fi gba nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ mi pé mo lè sick tí mi bá ṣe wọ́n rí passion bẹ́ẹ̀ so that's why I ti sọ fún àwọn Yorùbá kì í ṣe gbogbo yín lẹ máa lè rí bí Adéyínká grandson àwọn kan wà tó yẹ pé wọ́n destiny wọn kan ṣe nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn ni so you just support us tẹ bá fún wa ní support gbogbo awareness tá à ń create nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ wà ní ṣèkì ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti 1945 táwọn Ìgbò ti ń wọlé Yorùbá wá unregulated wọn fún wọn ní ultimatum rí ẹ wo ultimatum tá fún wọn tí gbogbo ayé ṣe shake táwọn ọlọ́pàá gbé mi lé. Mo dẹ̀ sọ pé ultimatum ta fún yín bí bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ yóò máa continue tẹ́ máa fi kúrò nílùú yẹn, ká máa fi lé yín dànù. Ojoojúmọ́ náà fún wọn ní ultimatum sìn. So support ni Yorùbá need, support ni YYF need. Tẹ́bára wọn tó wà dedicated to a cause, Ọlọ́run ló rán wọn wá, kì í ṣe èèyàn. Ọlọ́run ló rán wọn wá, wọ́n wá support wọn. Máa yẹn sìn, Naija Faraj, wọ́n máa sọ the Lord. Wọ́n máa sọ the Lord because òun ló gbé wọn kúrò lù yìí. 1980 ló ti rí. Ẹ ò gbà táwọn ti ń pariwo Odùduwà Republic. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo Odùduwà Republic kì í sìn ní 2012 ojoojúmọ́ náà máa sọ ọlọ́pàá á gbé mi. The same idiot tó láwọn fún Odùduwà Republic kì í sìn. Ojoojúmọ́ náà máa sọ pé káwọn ọlọ́pàá á gbé mi. Ẹ wo bẹ́ẹ̀ wọn Libra yẹn máa ṣe ń ṣe. Ẹ máa rí pé àwọn Libra máa ń purọ́ gan. Wọ́n sọ fún yín pé Yorùbá jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa unite. Wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí. Wọ́n sọ pé gbogbo Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ unite o. Tá a bá unite kò dáa o. Tó máa ti sọ́tàn gbìrì. The next thing, ó lè lọ Tinubu, olórí burúkú ni Tinubu, gbogbo Èkó ló ti gbà tán. Àwọn tó sọ pé kí Yorùbá unite. Wọ́n pariwo ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo Yorùbá unite. Tá a bá unite, a lè achieve aim wa. Wọ́n mú MC Olúọmọ. Olórí burúkú ni o. Gbogbo owó mọ́tò park ló ti kó tán lÉkòó, kò ní dáa fún ọmọ Ìgbò ló ń fẹ́ sìn. Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe propaganda lórí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn. Wọ́n wá gbé Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho èèyàn wá ní o, Ìgbòho òòṣà. Àwọn olórí burúkú, àwọn kọ́ ló kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ bú MC Olúọmọ tán. So ń pàtàkì wa ta sí Sunday Igboho tó ń gbé gẹ́rẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ kiri. Kí ló ń ṣe? Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe fídíò ń padé Yínká Grandson, wọ́n bú mi. Wọn ò ní làákàyè, wọn ò ní ọgbọ́n, wọn ò ní ọpọlọ. Tó ṣe ń bú Tinubu tó yẹ tẹ́ bá bú Ọbásanjọ́, wọ́n ní ẹ má bú Ọbásanjọ́ o, ẹ má bú Ọbásanjọ́ ó dà. Ṣe rí báyìí wọ́n pick and choose. Ṣérú àwọn yẹn lè fẹ́ máa support, ṣérú àwọn yẹn lè fẹ́ máa follow. Àwọn òmíwẹ̀ fún yín, àwọn ready láti pa yín, destroy yín for their own selfish interest. So tá a bá understand self-preservation, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò lè gòkè àgbà. Ṣebí ìlú òyìnbó ni gbogbo wa wà. Ṣé ti róyìnbó English tó máa ṣàǹfààní fún dúdú kó tó ṣàǹfààní fún English ẹgbẹ́ ara ẹ̀? Kò possible, kò ṣẹlẹ̀. Sọ báyìí kéèyàn kankan tàn yín o. Yeah, somebody is asking me, President, are you not worried about the attack on Yoruba people by the henchmen, or do we just have to keep waiting till forever? Those who are killing Yoruba people in Yoruba land are Yoruba people who are from the PDP and half Yoruba, working in conjunction with the Igbo. It is not Fulani that are killing you 100%. 75% of the ongoing killings across Yoruba land is perpetrated by Yoruba people who are half Yoruba working with the Igbo. The remaining 25% of the killing is done by Hausa Fulani. It is all for politics. Now the question you need to ask yourself is this: why will all of a sudden Fulani will just spring up from nowhere, killing in Ibarapa, killing in Oyo, killing in Ogun, killing in Ekiti, all simultaneously? For what purpose? They want to take our land, right? They've been ruling Nigeria since 1960. How come they have not taken hold of our land? Why is it now that they are coming everywhere? It is the Yoruba PDP that are killing us, mostly in Yoruba land. And Igbo. These are the people killing you. I've told you. I said it in 2019 and I said it in 2020 based on intelligence report that a prominent Yoruba Oba will be killed. I said it. What happened? Yes, a prominent Yoruba Oba was killed. The target was actually Oni of Ife. Obasanjo wanted Oni of Ife to be assassinated, and they will now pin it on Hausa Fulani to denigrate Tinubu. So the killings that are going on across Yoruba is being done by half Yoruba and Igbo. 75% of the killing. The remaining 25% is done by the Hausa Fulani. It is all for politics. And they will still kill more people in Yoruba land until you call out the Yoruba PDP. And all of the Yoruba that are shouting Odùduwà Republic, they are part of the killing. They think they can just get Odùduwà Republic like that. They don't even mean it. They don't want it. They don't want it. I have raised this fundamental question. In 2011, the liberal wings of Afenifere, led by Ayo Adebanjo, Yinka Odumaki, they were the promoter of Buhari of the CPC. 2011, Buhari lost the election in Yoruba. In 2011, Tinubu was promoting Jonathan. In case you have forgotten, Jonathan won. In 2015, this same Afenifere Liberal wings, Afenifere is two wings, the Liberal wings and the conservative wings. The Liberal wing is led by Ayo Adebanjo and the likes of Yinka Odumaki. In 2015, they brought out Jonathan. Ganiyu Adamu of Nope, he collected money from Jonathan in 2015. The guy who called himself Gani Adam. Sunday Igboho supported Jonathan in 2015. Tinubu supported Buhari. Buhari won. Jonathan lost. In 2019, the Afenifere Liberal wings supported Atiku Abubakar, a Fulani man, Ayo Adebanjo, Yinka Odumaki, Ganiyu Adamu, and Sunday Igboho. All of them supported Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu supported Buhari. Buhari won. Atiku lost. Tinubu controls the political space in Yoruba. These people who supported Buhari in 2011, who supported Jonathan in 2015, and who supported Atiku in 2019, they are now telling you that there will be no election in 2023. These people are horrible. They are not Yoruba. How many of you, look, go and play this video to Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho has an Igbo girlfriend, to be more comfortable. We are working on him. That's why he doesn't wish to attack the Igbo. That's why he's always attacking Fulani. Fulani are very minority in Yoruba land. The Igbo people are 6.9 million every year in Yoruba land. Hausa Fulani are 1.5 million people. Sunday Igboho, you won't see him attacking Igbo because he has Igbo girlfriend who bore him a child. Do you understand? So this is the question you need to ask these stupid people who are telling you there will not be election in 2023. How come they supported the election in 2019 and voted for Atiku? How come they supported the election of 2015 and voted for Jonathan? How come they supported the election of 2011 and voted for Buhari of CPC then? Why are you now saying there will not be election in 2023? Ganiyu Adamu is saying there won't be any election if Tinubu become president. Let me tell you one secret about people that you don't know. You know Tinubu is Aries. You know I'm Aries. Aries are natural leaders, and Aries are stubborn. That is it. We don't forgive. Àwa ò ń lọ ṣẹ̀yàn. Tó bá ti ṣẹ̀ wá, a máa wá gbogbo ọ̀nà ayé láti gbẹ̀san. Tó bá ti ṣẹ̀ wá, a lè calm down fún ẹ. Aries burú, and they are the nicest people. It's the first sign. Aries, they are leaders. Some are brilliant. Aries, lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ti jẹ́ leader world ayé. Aries ni most of them. Wọ́n máa ń mọ̀wé, wọ́n ní brilliant mind. Wọ́n dẹ̀ wà determined. Wọ́n sọ pé nǹkan táwọn ń ṣe ni wọ́n change. Aries ni Tinubu sórí gbogbo òṣì táwọn Libra yẹn ṣe. Wọ́n á jẹ ìyẹ́ ẹ̀. Sórí pé Tinubu ò kí ń dá sí wọn. Mo máa ń ṣe nǹkan kan tí ẹ pé mo máa ń type orúkọ ara mi sórí Google. Màá kàn wo nǹkan táwọn Igbo sọ fún mi. Àwọn Igbo mọ plan tí mo ní fún wọn. Àwọn kí mo gbé plan kan wá unexplained wealth order. Mo ti gbé so many policy wá. Tá bá fi deal pẹ̀lú Igbo. Tí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe yín ẹ ara yín máa balẹ̀. Sórí gbogbo òṣì tán ṣe fún Tinubu yẹn ó máa show wọn. Wọ́n rò bí àwọn máa ṣe gbé. Wọ́n ti ṣe fáwọ́ lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n ṣe gbé àbí. Wọ́n ṣe Fabiola ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n ṣe gbé. Wọ́n á jẹ ìyà ẹ̀ lórí Tinubu. Wọ́n á jẹ ìyà ẹ̀. So àwọn people yìí wọ́n kàn fẹ́ balẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ mo máa rí Túndé Apẹ́lógún wọ́n pé Libra ní the Yoruba must never renege effort to exist the Nigeria contraction immediately. Continue to fool yourself, Mr. Apẹ́lógún. Ẹ máa fool ara yín. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ bí PDP ní ẹ̀rọ bí wọ́n pè mí mọ̀ yín náà. PDP ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ ń pa. Nígbà tí PDP wà mẹ́ clear test support Odùduwà Republic. Ẹ ń jalè kiri ìgboro. So I'm trying to, this is my stand exactly. I just want to bring order down without any brain. Weakest set of mofo. Yeah, that is what they always want to. Ṣé mo pé Fẹ́mi Fani-Káyọ̀dé ṣé mo pé Fúlàní ni. Ṣé mo pé máa ń pariwo pé òun lọ sí University of Cambridge ló sọ pé òun lọ. Ṣé law ló sọ pé òun lọ study. Ó ti represent anybody ní court rí. Ẹni yẹn máa lose ni. Wọ́n mọ̀ òwe. That is the truth. Mofo ni bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn. So I'm trying to look at some of the. So fún àwọn Yorùbá tó ń pariwo Odùduwà Republic yẹn, so yẹ kó sọ fún yín bọ́n ṣe fẹ́ gba Odùduwà Republic. So yẹ kó sọ fún yín báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ gba Odùduwà Republic, so yẹ kó sọ. That is it. Thank you, rough and rugged. So that is it, rough and rugged. Look what Jamie saying, young Yoruba, you need to differentiate between a political party and a social cultural group. Afenifere is divided into two camps. There are Afenifere conservative wings that support the Yoruba APC. The other Afenifere liberal wings support the PDP. Afenifere is a social cultural group. It cannot make any changes to the growth or development of Yoruba land. Only political party can bring about change. What we have asked people like Sunday Igboho and the rest of these horrible liberals that are shouting Odùduwà Republic, you cannot achieve this as an individual or as a group of people. You must be affiliated to a political party. Their political party is PDP Yoruba. Is it the desire of the PDP Yoruba for Yoruba land to get out of Nigeria? No, it is not the purview of the PDP Yoruba. PDP Yoruba was in power from 1999 to 2015. They never raised even the commonest issue around regional government. They didn't believe in regional government. The PDP Yoruba believe in the unitary system. They don't believe in Odùduwà Republic. So all this group of idiots that are from PDP Yoruba that are shouting Odùduwà Republic, your party does not subscribe to your outcry. But if you look at the APC Yoruba, they have always been the advocate for a return to regional government and decentralization. But currently, it is the Fulani APC that is in power, not the Yoruba APC. Yoruba APC is looking to get the presidential power in 2023. That is when we can put them to task to give us a return to regional government at the very least. Our desire has always been the Odùduwà Republic. It is the only party that will give you. So Afenifere is not a political party. It's a social cultural group like Mayeti Allah. That is the truth. That is how Afenifere is. It's not a political party. You cannot bring about change to Yoruba land if you are not affiliated to a political party. We knew this as a movement. That was why the YYF supported the Yoruba APC. Okay, somebody is telling me that Ojude Oba is now done on interlocking floors. That would be impressive, because you cannot be doing all of these things. So we need to tell you, young Yoruba, stop calling Yoruba a tribe. Can you call English a tribe? No. English is a nation. Within England as a nation, there are so many tribes like Yorkshire and the rest of them. Northumbria and so many, several tribes of the English. But English as a whole is not a tribe, it's a nation. Okay, Mr. Bola, you are asking me, can you shed some light on this Wakili and OPC confrontation? Now, that is another area that you will realize that the PDP Yoruba and the Yoruba Libra, they are just working like Igbo. All of their life is just about propaganda. You know, they came up with that propaganda and saying, yeah, what if you Wakili law, Wakili law must circulate across social media. Everybody they believe one ironi wakili ò lọ bí kankan. So yeah, now wọ́n náà mú wakili yẹn tó bá wò wá rí pé propaganda ní ìgbà tí Ganiyu Adamu kò is become irrelevant. Gbogbo èèyàn kàn bu lọ́tùn lósìn nígbà tó ti ta sí YYF yẹn tati sọ̀rọ̀ sí everybody kàn wash yẹn lẹ́ni so kò wà relevant mọ́. A dẹ̀ ti sọ fún Aláàfin pé a fẹ́ kàn yan Báṣọ̀run so Aláàfin náà ti ń fọgbọ́n ṣe ó ti yan ààrẹ Oníkòyí wọ́n á yan Báṣọ̀run very soon torí Báṣọ̀run òun ni olórí gbogbo military nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kì í ṣààrẹ ọ̀nà kakanfò. Nígbà tí ààrẹ ọ̀nà kakanfò ti rí i pé kò sẹ́ni tó rẹ́kọ̀n pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ mọ́ àti pé ọmọ Nupe ni kò lè jà fún ọ̀ràn Yorùbá irọ́ ló kàn pàjọ owó ló ń wá ó ti tẹ́jú ara ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ náà kò ní respect fún àwọn Yorùbá tó ṣe ń bú Tinubu gbà yẹn torí ẹ̀ la ṣe jẹ́ṣẹ́ ìgbà tí ìtìjú ti bá làwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn mú wákìlì tẹ́pẹ́ mú wákìlì tó ṣe pé ó ń pààyàn ó jẹ́ kó ti pa sínú gbóni náà kí lẹ mú wá sí táwọn fún àwọn apòrọ̀ fi ń pa táwọn bá pa àwọn ọlọ́pàá mú irọ́ ni wọ́n pa wọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n Fúlàní náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn Fúlàní pààyàn ni Fúlàní ti pa wá ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá ti pa ẹ wá sọ pé ẹ mú wákìlì sí skilu wákìlì ẹ lè pàdánù síbi tẹ́ tí mo kẹ́dẹ̀ bẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ kẹ́ gbàgbé ẹ̀kẹ́ tó mú fún nítorí pé wọ́n fẹ́ lo propaganda fún yín ni tó yẹ yín wọ́n fẹ́ lo propaganda wọ́n ṣe wá ń gbé jáde àti mo kẹ́ bá lè sọ fún yín pé Ganiyu Adamu ṣiṣẹ́ kò ṣiṣẹ́ kankan owó nira ẹ̀ àwọn olówó láti ṣe lè ohun olówó láti ṣe tán ó dún máa sọ pé òun bu Tinubu a sọ fún ẹ pé kò respect Tinubu ó ju ẹ lọ gbogbo ọ̀nà àtúwà lọ discover àpọ̀ ọmọ Nupe yẹn torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń ṣe gàràgàrà tó ń ṣe ó ti ẹ̀ ń ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n kàn fẹ́ fi parọ́ fún yẹn tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n rí láti fẹ́ fight fún interest Yorùbá wọ́n máa pa wákìlì yẹn sínú igbó ni wọ́n á dẹ̀ bẹ́rí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ fake ni gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n bóbo ènìyàn mọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ilé ìṣòjà gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń gbé sórí social media àwọn iṣẹ́ tó yẹ kán ṣe wọ́n ṣe wọ́n fi orò pa àwọn Fúlàní láwọn Ìjẹ̀bú area ẹ̀ wọ́n ń gbòòrò jáde fi dáṣẹ́rí àfáwọn Ìgbò ṣe ń gbọ́ ẹ̀ ń kà ní newspaper ni propaganda ni Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò ń ṣe ó ti tẹ́ náà anyway kò mọ̀ ju owó lọ ó ti tẹ́ ẹni tí ò lè pàgọ́ tó mọ́lé alárinrin tó wá ń root sí leadership Yorùbá ó wá ń root sí Tinubu ò fóun lówó every time owó ni wọ́n sọ pé òun gbé everybody ló ti jẹ́ṣẹ́ tí wọ́n bá mean business wọ́n máa ti ṣe the right thing. Tẹ́bá wo most of what I said in my political speeches mo ti máa ń sọ fún yín pé Fúlàní ò fẹ́ kí Tinubu jẹ́ president Igbo ò fẹ́ kí Tinubu jẹ́ president half Yorùbá ò fẹ́ kí Tinubu jẹ́ president English náà ò fẹ́ kí Tinubu jẹ́ president gbogbo àwọn yẹn ni ò fẹ́ kí Tinubu jẹ́ ṣó yẹ yín Tinubu ò ń ṣàwó lọ́wọ́ kì í ṣe MKO generation ti tiẹ̀ wọ́n yàtọ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tí YYF ń sọ làwọn Tinubu mọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ti kíyìn sí Èkó ní ìjà wà ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún já yín sí nǹkan kan ṣe rí gbogbo àwọn ká sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká make a prediction tó bá observe nǹkan tó ti máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ in the past Fúlàní ò fẹ́ kí Tinubu get APC presidential candidate wọn ò fẹ́ wọ́n máa lo gbogbo ọgbọ́n tí Tinubu ò fi ní gbà ṣó yẹ yín ẹlẹ́ka imagine pé wọ́n fún Tinubu tá a bá gbógun dé tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bẹ́ẹ̀ kó jẹ́ gbogbo àwọn Sunday Igboho àwọn idiot Ganiyu Adamu àwọn wèrè Yínká Odúmákin àwọn àgbà òṣì Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ gbogbo wọn ló máa gbógun tiwa àwọn tó sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ pa Fúlàní sìn nìyẹn o àwọn tó sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ bá Fúlàní jà ni o ẹ imagine pé APC wọ́n manipulate presidential primaries wọ́n wá fún Tinubu ticket yẹn ká wá gbógun dé ká wá máa lọ jà ká fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó jẹ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo pé àwọn fẹ́ bá Fúlàní jà yìí wọ́n á lọ support Fúlàní bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ni wọ́n ń ṣe Yorùbá wọn ò fẹ́ lọ síwájú Yorùbá ẹ má máa gọ̀gọ̀kúgọ̀ fún wọn mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún sọ eléyìí fún yín ṣe rí tẹ bá rí fídíò táwọn Igbo máa ń circulate fídíò tó bá ti wà less than 3 minutes ẹ má máa believe wọn propaganda ni àwọn bíi 30 seconds 1 minute less than 2 minute videos propaganda ni most of it but tẹ bá tún wá rí 3 minute videos tẹ bá fẹ́ wà sure tí fídíò yẹn ò bá ti pé bí 5 minutes ẹ má gbé gbogbo ara lé tó bá sọ pé wọ́n ti pààyàn bíbá wọ́n wá show ẹ̀ fún yín á kàn jẹ́ bí 2 seconds 3 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Fake ni. Wọ́n máa ń doctor ẹni. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ wà sure of a news. Tí Punch newspaper ọba ti gbé, ẹ yé believe ẹ mọ́. Àwọn blogs tó pera àwọn tó ń ṣe blogs yẹn tó jẹ́ wọ́n pera àwọn bloggers, àwọn yẹn fake news ni. Ẹlòmíà pé tiẹ̀ ní gist news. Ẹlòmíà sọ pé global news. Wọ́n ṣàfún lórúkọ ridiculous name. Èyí náà máa circulate blogs post tí ó ṣe from mainstream media. Fake lẹ́kan circulate all over the place. Fake news. I know, Mr. Adeshola, I know that of Ijebu because another sister organization tó yẹ pé ó affiliate mọ́ wá àwọn ló fún mi lọ́wọ́ yẹn pé wọ́n pa Fúlàní àti Ìgbò ní Ìjẹ̀bú. Orò náà fi ń pa wọ́n gbé síta. Èyí tí Gani Adams sọ pé òun mú wákìlì. Wọ́n wá náà arrest àwọn boys wọ́n ṣe ní arrest. Kí ló dé pa wákìlì yẹn dànù síbẹ̀? Ṣé wọ́n máa trace bullet yẹn ni? Ṣé there is proliferation of light and small arms across Nigeria? Kò sí tó ti lè trace bullet. Ẹlẹ́mú wákìlì tó ń pa ẹran yín nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ wá lọ hand it over. Lèkìnà kí ló tẹ̀ gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀? Ẹ bury ẹ̀ sínú grave kan bẹ̀ kẹ́dẹ̀ move on. But nítorí pé rọ́nà paná ṣe ń gbé jáde, àwọn ti mú gbogbo propaganda yẹn náà ń gọ̀ yìí torí pé ẹ̀ mọ̀wé náà ni o. That is the truth. Ẹ lọ́pọlọ aláti sòótọ́ fún yín ni. Ẹ lọ́pọlọ propaganda ni Gani Adams ṣe. Owó ló máa ń wá. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ jọ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Torí àwa tá a jẹ́ full blooded Yorùbá, ìwọ tó jọ́ mọ́nu pé ó wá ń ta sí wa nílùú wa, ìlú bàbá títí wa, ìlú bàbá ńlá bàbá tàwa, ó wá ń threaten àwa. Ó máa jẹ́ yàn iṣu o. Torí ẹ̀ làwọn èèyàn ṣe fún respect mọ́. Àwọn náà ti Mr. Adébọ̀wálé, èmi náà ti wo news yẹn but mi ò lè verify ni o. Torí ẹ̀ ni mi ò ṣe fẹ́ sọ. Wọ́n ní man tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn mú nìyẹn pé wákìlì wọ́n ní kì í ṣe wákìlì. News kan ti gbé pé kì í ṣe wákìlì, Iskilu wákìlì kan irọ́ ni. Bàbá yẹn tó bá wo fídíò yẹn kò confirm orúkọ ẹ̀ náà. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tó ń mú pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ kò confirm orúkọ ẹ̀. So wọ́n kàn fi fún yín gbogbo ní gbogbo wọn lo propaganda. Gbogbo àwọn yẹn ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Nnamdi Kanu. Gbogbo àwọn Libra yẹn Gani Adams. Nígbà tí yẹn ń SARS tí Gani Adams ló ń protect shop àwọn Ìgbò tó fẹ́ pa Tinubu tó bà gbogbo Èkó jẹ́ tí Gani Adams ló ń ó make owó. Nígbà tí mo give ultimatum mi àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò lọ gbowó fún Gani Adams. Ó make issue gan burúkú lórí ultimatum mi. Ó make serious money. So guys, further question among. Wọ́n lè get Odùduwà ṣe ẹgbàgbé gbogbo àwọn tó ń parí Odùduwà Republic yẹn. Nǹkan tó máa ń surprise mi nínú wọn gbèrè ni wọ́n máa tí bá fẹ́ mọ Libra àwọn ló máa ń sọ fún yín pé I don't believe in any political parties. APC, PDP are one and the same. Irọ́ ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. They are Libras. PDP no believe nínú. Wọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́ Odùduwà Republic. Wọ́n ti ẹ̀ wà strategic. Wọ́n ti ẹ̀ wà wọ́n ní leader tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ táwọn èèyàn máa lè listen sí. Ṣé ìjìwọ́ ti rí dúdú rí tí wọ́n máa arrest fún different section of terrorism act? Section mẹ́ta no fi arrest me. Section mẹ́ta ìjọ tó ń gbé mi náà no release me. Wọ́n dẹ̀ dismiss terrorism allegation against me. Ta ló help me? Ṣé mi mo help ara mi? No. Àbí Jesus Christ? No. Many years ago ni mo ti lọ with mo ti máa ṣe voluntary work fún Liberal Democratic Party tí máa bá wọn ṣe pamphlet mo ní pamphlet wọn tó yìí máa ń send sílé mi olùwà mo ti bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ rí èmi ń lọ wọn fún mi lówó mo kàn lọ fi while away time mo dẹ̀ fi ń learn báwọn English ṣe ń ṣe politics wọn kan tí mo ṣe máa ń lọ síbẹ̀ nìyẹn demo ni máa ṣe research a máa ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó mo ti cut up a lot of things ní ẹ̀ máa ṣe pamphlet máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ mo rí wọn pé àwọn political leaders they are just ordinary people but wọ́n máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ ibi tí mo ti meet àwọn CIA nìyẹn kó tó di pé CIA help me tó bá yẹ pé àwọn idiot olófòkè tó Yorùbá Liberal ni mo ń tẹ̀lé kiri inú ẹ̀wọ̀n ni màá wà máa kàn tì mí sí prison kan bẹ́ẹ̀ máa kàn wá bẹ́ẹ̀ torí ẹ̀ la yẹn sọ pé kí Yorùbá you have to work with America tẹ́ bá fẹ́ free gbogbo eléyìí tí wọ́n gbogbo propaganda ni mo ti sọ fún yín o àwọn media wa dẹ̀ máa kọ́ tẹ̀ Ọbásanjọ́ gang àwọn Liberal Yorùbá wọ́n fẹ́ carry out massacre ní Yorùbá land wọ́n fẹ́ pa bí èèyàn 12 sí 15 ní village kan wọ́n á purọ́ pé àwọn Haúsá Fúlàní ló lọ síbẹ̀ but nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe research tí wọ́n ṣe fún wọn tó fi ṣe recommendation massacre by election ló ṣe pé kí ni wọ́n pè title research work yẹn the settler Fulani settler expansionism University of Cambridge náà ti ṣe research yẹn fún wọn wọ́n ṣe máa suppress yín wọ́n ṣe máa subjugate yín ni o àwọn Igbo wọ́n máa lò àti half Yorùbá wọ́n máa lọ sí village kan ní Ògùn Ọ̀ṣun and Ọ̀yọ́ state wọ́n pa èèyàn bíi 15 wọ́n sáré gbé kámẹ́rà lọ síbẹ̀ àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn ló wọ́n ṣe bí àwọn bíi pé wọ́n shoot film ni àwọn bíi illiterate wọ́n sáré kó wọn jọ wọ́n máa sọ fún yín pé àwọn Fúlàní ló wọlé lé ní o náà wá pa wá o Fúlàní ti ṣe wọ́n máa fẹsẹ̀ wọ́n wá pa àyàn lọ rẹpẹtẹ àwọn Yorùbá àti Ìgbò ló lọ pa wọ́n wá fẹ́ gbélé Fúlàní lórí wo ti sáṣà ẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn ṣe báwọn PDP talk náà lọ kó lọ ṣínà fún àwọn Fúlàní táwọn Fúlàní náà bá ṣínà fún wọn padà kí náà pè wọ́n ní Fúlàní ti pa yín PDP ló ń pa yín lẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn PDP àwọn ló ń pa yín wọ́n fẹ́ kí Tinubu jẹ president tó lẹ́rù ń bà wọ́n èmi dẹ̀ ti sọ fún yín pé Aries ní Tinubu àwa Aries máa ń lágídí sórí gbogbo àwọn tó ti ṣe nǹkan fún èmi ń sìn tó ti ṣe nǹkan fún mi mo mọ̀ wọ́n rò bí mo ti gbàgbé mo kàn ń beat time mi ni èyí tó pe terrorism sí mi mo kàn ń beat time mi ni ó lè pẹ́ ó lè tó 5 years ó lè tó 10 years mo máa beat time mi yẹn máa gbẹ̀san torí ká bá ń fún àwọn èèyàn láyè kankan máa ṣe wá pa kán ṣe máa ṣe wá pa má báyé gbogbo ajẹ́ tán. Sorry, me understand the question there, Jare. I want to answer your question because I've spent so much time. I don't think that I will spend up to 2 hours. Okay, Temitope Glory, what did you say? Then to winter about Boju Inja. Okay. Temitope Glory, Oboje, give evidence of all this. Of what? Madam, let me answer your question so that you just said give evidence of all this. Now ask me. I don't know what you are talking about. So Temitope Glory, I'm very sure you'll be half Yoruba. But let me see your question. Okay, madam, this is about any questions that was from me. I will just cut it today because I was looking to answer your questions. So, guys, it's all about self-preservation. In our royal family, self-preservation. Awala ni self-preservation in the Yoruba. Awala man shoshi, àwọn leader wa, wọ́n fẹ́ Igbo, Hausa Fulani, wọ́n máa undermine ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn ọba wa gan Ìranù náà ṣe. Wọ́n ní ọba kan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà, ó ti lọ fẹ́ Hausa Fulani, ìlú wa máa dàrú. Cheribe, ní self-preservation. Torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe dàbẹ́ ni pé yà ń jẹ Yorùbá. Tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá lè think Yorùbá first. Kò sí greatness kan tẹ́ máa bring about. Àwọn Yorùbá liberal tó kàn pariwo Odùduwà Republic, they have never think Yoruba first. Nobody think Yoruba first when you put in. You spoke about Obasanjo arrangement to carry out massacre. Of course. I've always been saying this for long. Obasanjo's theme and the Yoruba PDP, they are the people behind the ongoing killings across Yoruba land, the expected massacre. I'm going to get the documentations. So we will serialize this documentation for you. And then we've done a speech about that, which we released yesterday. Our director of communication released this yesterday. So, madam, you might be in love with Obasanjo, but it's an evil man. So I'm trying to look. Yeah, election by massacre. So we were given this. I've asked our people to get a synopsis of the document. What is the title? The document, Settler Politics of Fulani Expansionism. That is what we will be discussing by the time I get all the content of that report. Obasanjo has keen into it. You know, Obasanjo agreed in principle to the assassination of MK Abiola, yeah, so that he can be president. So the ongoing killings in Yoruba land, Obasanjo is part of it. The Yoruba liberals are part of it. They are killing you, Yoruba. Yoruba long pai, Ishi Hausa Fulani. 70% of the killings going on across Yoruba land is perpetrated by the Igbo and the half Yoruba. 75% rather. The remaining 25% is done by the Fulani. So that is the game. So you will see the Igbo using propaganda to pin everything on Fulani. It's Igbo people that are actually killing you. Did you notice something? If you ask Fulani and Hausa to leave Yoruba land today, they will just jump behind their trucks. They are moving. They are moving out. Ask the Igbo to leave Yoruba land. They will be calling on United Nations because they are poor, miserable, wretched people. They don't have a homeland. Their homeland is erosion ravage. Ask Fulani to leave Yoruba land today, they will move straight. They are going back to their homeland because they have a homeland in Hausa Fulani land and they've developed it to the best of their ability. Ask Igbo to leave Yoruba land today, they will be crying. And you will see what we're going to do to your so-called comedians. You know, we stopped Davido's concert last year. Yeah, we are working, and the candidate we've identified is AY comedian. We are working on that. Timbati Getty, the consent of the people that would disrupt that concert will go public. We warn him not to participate in that show. You will see. All you Igbo who have made money in Yoruba land and you do not support Tinubu, you continue to undermine our progress in Yoruba land. You will not walk in Yoruba land again. You won't walk. You will see. By the time we come to your show and disrupt it, you will know that we're serious. Why did Davido she concert? To be yala yai. Omo Igbo ni Davido, 75% Igbo blood. So, madam, that we were talking about, we're going to come out more fat about the involvement of Obasanjo and the rest of them. This guy is an evil man. So, all of you Yoruba Libra, idiots, enough is enough. Omo Igbo to say enough is enough. Look at me as yala yai. Go and attack your Igbo leader in Igbo. You know, there's something that comes to my knowledge, and I'm going to end this. It's almost 2 hours. You know, since we stopped Igbo from their coming out in Lagos to protest, you know, they never came out because we were willing to deal with them seriously. They have now moved to Abuja, Igbo people. But I don't know whether the video that was circulated is fake or not. We saw a lot of Igbo people now going to Abuja to protest. Ask them why they cannot protest in Enugu or Anambra. Abuja belongs to Gbagi people, but it is none of my business. It is the capital of Nigeria. You have now moved your protest there. You will hardly see Yoruba people on the street in Abuja protesting for what? So it is gratifying that the Igbo can no longer protest on the street of Lagos. If you dare, you pay for the consequences of your action because Lagos is no longer the capital of Nigeria. You know, it was about Awolowo who conceived the idea of moving the capital out of Lagos in 1976. Because you, Igbo, you said that you came to attack Lagos during the 1967 Civil War because Lagos was the federal capital. That was the argument you said. Awolowo now said, okay, if that is your argument, we move the capital to Abuja. We, Yoruba, move the capital. So you see, you cannot say that you want to do anything in Lagos. If you dare it, you will pay heavily for that. You will pay. No. AY is not a Shekiri guy. I don't know. Well, I don't know. We've been doing some research about the stupid AY comedian. We've been working on him. I don't think it's a Shekiri. I have my doubts if it's a Shekiri. I think he might be Urobo. But I have asked our guys to do extensive research about him. We might likely use him as a scapegoat. We will stop his show. Believe you me, if you know him, go and send message to him. You will not work in Lagos. You will see. You will think it's a joke. You will not work in Lagos. It is our homeland. That's the same way we are treated abroad. That is it. We're treated like that abroad. So you cannot be making money in Yoruba land. And when it comes to the political interests of the Yoruba people, you don't support our political interests. You disparage our political leaders. You will not work. You won't work. Imagine we all agree that Nnamdi Kanu should be sent back to Enugu to come and make Igbo land great, and I'll be sent back to Lagos to come and make Yoruba land great. Nnamdi Kanu will not dare to come home. But it will be a thing of joy for me to use my brain to work for the greatness of the Yoruba nation. But Nnamdi Kanu will never dare to come on. Let's imagine Tinubu becomes president. He wouldn't be interested in arresting Nnamdi Kanu. When Oshibajo was the acting president, Nnamdi Kanu was roaming the streets, doing all manners of shit. But when Buhari came back from London, he deployed soldiers to go and kill him. You see, if a Yoruba, full-blooded Yoruba, is the president of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu will conduct his propaganda agitation in his homeland. Tinubu will not be interested in arresting him. But if you limit your agitation for your fake Biafra in Igbo land, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And Tinubu is likely going to shock them. He will give them Indibo Republic, only Igbo-speaking area. That is when you will see the weakness of the Igbo. They will bow down and prostrate for Tinubu. You know, the Yoruba, Libra, and Igbo are just like the same. If Tinubu should get the ticket of the APC, all these Yoruba, Libra that are attacking him, they will be pressing him. They can easily switch. Look at Femi Fani-Kayode, Ojenle or Ojenle Egun. He speaks from both of his mouth. He's been married to 5 different women. The maximum time he spent with one of them is 2 years. Ó máa ń pààrọ̀ obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kó ń pààrọ̀ pátá ni. Ṣáwọn yẹn wà reliable. Ṣé irú àwọn yẹn ló wà reliable? First class Libra. Ó tún fẹ́ cross sí APC. Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀. Fẹ́mi Fani-Kayode ò lè contest election ní Ifẹ̀. Ibi tó ti sọ pé àwọn ti wá bọ̀tọ̀ ọmọ Fúlàní ni. Kémi náà wá sí Ifẹ̀ ibi tí mi ti wá. Although I'm Remo Yoruba. Remo quarters wà nífẹ̀. I'm Ọ̀kà Àkókò Yoruba. Ọ̀kà Rúfẹ̀. Ibi tá ti wá nìyẹn. If we both contest election, máa defeat Fẹ́mi Fani-Kayode. Kò ní electoral value kankan ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mama move from one party to another. Kò ní ideology. Mama pààrọ̀ ìyàwó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kó pààrọ̀ pint. Idiot man. Ọlọ́run fẹjọ́ mi sùn Gani yóò àdé àmúgbà kan wá gbé sórí speaker. Wọ́n ní pé kí mi apologize. Mo kí fún. Ìwọ tó block mi lórí WhatsApp. The former minister for that matter. Ó ní pé kí n máa attack àwọn Igbo mọ̀. Pé ìyàwó ẹ jẹ́ Igbo. Mo wá attack ẹ. Mo expose ẹ wá lọ́n rojọ́ mi fún Gani yóò àdé àmú. Ìyẹn ló wá ní pé kí mi máa apologize. Mo apologize fún ta ni. Láíláí mo ní mi lè apologize fún àgbàlagbà tó jẹ́ ó dùn mí lọ one block mi nítorí pé I need disagreement. Bí ọmọdé ló ṣe yẹn náà. Mi apologize fún. Àwọn tó yẹ pé Libra ni wọ́n tí wọ́n mean well fún Yorùbá. Àwọn tó yẹ pé half Yorùbá. Ká gbàgbé àwọn ilé ìjọ. Look, yeah, Ayọ̀ Mákùn ni orúkọ bọ̀bọ́ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́, but ó dà pé kì í ṣe ìṣẹ̀kiri. But orí ẹ̀ ti dàrú, AY comedian ẹ̀, orí ẹ̀ ó ti yí, á lè jẹgba. Toro máa ń support àwọn Igbo gan, Olúwa Elédùmarè, nǹkan tá à ń plan fún, ó máa jọ lójú, show ẹ̀, ó máa rún ìní tí ò ní mẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kọ́ ló sọ pé wà. Tí n bá ti get approval àwọn guys ní Naija tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn, tó bá ṣe show, iná á sọ nínú show yẹn ni. Mi ò tí ì ní approval àwọn o. Ẹ máa gbà, ẹ̀yin Igbo, ẹ̀yin foreigners tẹ́ ń gbélé Yorùbá, tẹ́ ń mẹ́kọ̀ọ́, tẹ́ ń bú Tinubu, tẹ́ ń attack àwọn leaders wa, ẹ máa gbà pé ẹ̀yin mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mọ́. Orí Èkó tẹ́ ẹ la kọ lẹ́tà sí pé tó bá jẹ́ kí concert yẹn hold fún Davido, wọ́n máa ju bomb síbẹ̀ ni, wọ́n stop ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni. AY yẹn là ń work on because òun ni wọ́n identify pé ó máa ń ta sí Tinubu, ó máa ń bu, òun náà identify, a máa short yín up ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe movie ilẹ̀ Yorùbá yẹn, tẹ́ pera yín ní celebrities, tó bá dàbọn bo mọ́tò yín, orí yín máa set. So guys, it's enough for today. Thank you. Our time is fast spent. Good night.